Welcome to This Week in Warframe, a series where I keep you updated on the past week of Warframe, from announcements made by DE that don't necessarily warrant their own videos to community fan art, posts, and updates. So without further ado, let's go over these announcements and news from the 3rd of December to the 9th. Now first off, we had the Mainline update of 22.6. The update released dynamic weather onto the plains of Eidolon, which currently only comes in the form of various stages of a storm, but you never know, we may see snow and other weather varieties in the future. Now we also received Focus 2.5, which brought the shared capacity pool system into effect. Now this system basically allows users to invest all of their leftover focus from a maxed out school into the base capacity pool, which then allows you to invest in actual nodes of other schools instead of the capacity of those schools. It's a lot easier to just see and do than explain, at least for me. But the pool wasn't the only change that was made to Focus. There was also node cost reductions, which resulted in all spent Brilliant Eidolon shards and Focus being refunded to all players, as well as a few ability changes. For Zenuric, they doubled the pull speed of Void Singularity, as well as adding a 10 energy casting cost to Lightning Dash. As for Vazarin, Guardian Blast will now grant 160 shields at max rank, on top of making it so Protective Dash provides 5 seconds of immunity at max rank. With Yunaru, Void Spines will now reflect 100% of the damage at max rank back to the enemy, and Stone Skin will now add flat armor to both Warframe and Operator with a max value of 60. And the last changes made to a focus school went to Madurai. So Void Strike will now continue accumulating damage boosts over multiple uses, with each rank adding additional attacks with a maximum of 8. And they also made it so Blazing Dash will now stun enemies instead of ragdolling them. On top of Focus 2.5, there were some changes made to Gara and Vault. For Vault, the only change that was made in this update was increasing the distance per energy drain while holding a shield from 1 energy per 1 meter to 1 energy per 4 meters, as his damage cap is yet to be removed due to DE deeming the range of his ability to be broken, as it enables a permanent stun, which they could have just stated when the patch notes went live, but waited for players to comment to edit it into the post. As for Gara, Mass Vitrify is no longer invulnerable or based on duration, and now has a health system like Frost Snowglobe. But instead of scaling it off health like they should have done, it now scales off of armor and strength mods, basically removing one slot from the kit, which basically forces you to build full armor and power strength if you actually want a defensive barrier. Which doesn't even help Gara in the end, as the wall crumbles relatively quickly now. And in my personal opinion, Gara didn't need her 4th ability changed or even looked at, and instead they should have had a gaze at her 2nd ability, because on top of the energy cost comparison to Frost, a large amount of enemies and mechanics in the game could counter Mass Vitrify more than they can with Frost Snowglobe, but nope, Frost bitches must be Frost bitches. Now there were a lot more changes and additions that came within the update, and I suggest you head over to the forum post or my recently released video to learn all about them. Next up, DE announced a Christmas contest, and it's really simple. All you need to do is find an original Christmas carol and change the lyrics to be Warframe related. The rules are pretty simple on top of that. Now, 1 submission per person, and it must include the title and artist of the original song when you post it as a reply to the forum post. Obviously, the lyrics must be your own, and if someone helped you create your version, their alias must be listed somewhere within the post. As for prizes, 1st place will receive Mirage's Prime Access, 2nd place gets 1000 Platinum, 3rd place 750, 4th place 500, and 5th place 250. Now the contest will end on the 22nd of December at 1 PM Eastern Time, so if you want to give it a go, the links to the post will be in the description. We then had the Game Awards during the weekend, and sadly Warframe did not win Best Ongoing Game, which actually went to Overwatch, which I think we all feel the same way about that. Now, on top of being nominated for that award, there was a free Saryn Prime related to watching the event, which sadly is no longer active. Now, outside of the Game Awards Saryn Prime, DE also released another Twitch Prominence bundle, which comes with the skins for Vault, the Tigris Prime, 150 Platinum, and a Sigil. Now, contrary to what people have been posting, you can purchase this pack from any streamer who has Warframe as their streaming title, not just Warframe partners. Now, whoever you purchase the pack from, some of the proceeds will go towards that individual, so keep that in mind. Now if you don't know how to acquire it, I'll link one of my old videos in the description which covers how to make the purchase through Twitch. Next up, the Mirage Prime Access Pack was officially revealed in full, with Mirage Prime coming with the Akbolto Prime, the Kogake Prime, the Gara Prime Sayandana, and the Atavis Prime Armor. She'll be going live on the 12th of December, so save up your Syndicate rep until she goes live, and then purchase some of the relic packs and have a chance at getting some of her relics. Now, in relation to Mirage Prime's Prime Access going live on the 12th, this also means a frame and a few weapons are getting vaulted. Now, I've made an individual video covering the topic, but as a final notice, Saryn Prime, the Spira Prime, and the Nikana Prime are all entering the Prime Vault, which means unless you have their relics or the plat needed to trade with other players, you won't be able to acquire those primes any longer after the 12th of December at 2 PM Eastern Time. For console users, the Plains of Eidolon operation has been extended due to excessive crashes happening on your platforms. The operation will now continue up until December 18th at 2 PM Eastern Time. Now, there were a few hotfixes that revolved around those crashes, which you can find in the description if you want to read the full post about them. We then had Remote Observer 19 from D.E. Taylor, which is basically the recap in text form. So if you want to read the highlights, head over there. And finally, we have one more tweet reply from Steve that piqued my interest, and that was other Warframes and other players in your orbiter. Now, he did state that it wasn't quite ready yet, but it may be releasing sometime soon, as he did reply to the question with days. Pretty interesting, especially since this has been happening over the past year and a bit, so it'll be interesting once it comes out. Now that's all the relevant D information that I could gather for this week. Once again, there'll be no community highlights this week, so if you found the video informative, make sure to leave a like. If you think I can improve upon something, or you wish to share your opinion on one of the topics that I mentioned, you can of course do so with a comment down below. If you missed out on last week's episode, you can check it out by clicking the annotation on the screen right now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.